The honourable member for Cape Breton, Richmond.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, it's a pleasure to rise today to say a few words here towards Halifax Convention Centre Act, the amendments that are being put forward. Again, I would like to echo the comments of my colleagues and put them on record that there does seem to be a slippery slope here as far as removing certain levels of accountability when it comes to especially Crown corporations. At the end of the day, Nova Scotians, and as much as there is private investment, obviously, that has been put forward in this project, also, there's a great deal of public money, public funds, both on a municipal level, provincial level, and so forth. They are the primary shareholders in any type of project of this magnitude that's put under the auspices of a Crown corporation. It's really important, and I don't know any corporation, any corporate shareholders that would ever put up with not having several layers of accountability as far as knowing where their dollars are being invested on an annual basis. And so we seem to be asking the province and the people of Nova Scotia to have to adhere to a different standard. As far as public accountability, and we seem to be eroding that process, and I'll state that again. It was only 4 years ago, really, that this government put forward this Crown Corporation in the first place, and in it, it was stated that it would be accountable to Nova Scotians for its results. In fact, it was the former Minister of ERDT that stated it will be accountable to Nova Scotians for its results. Well, I would like to hold the government to that statement and make certain that when I see changes in a bill that has such a large potential to affect a lot of Nova Scotians, and I see, for example, in some of the changes that raises the contract ceiling requiring Minister and HRMCAO sign off from $250,000 to $500,000 for any agreement or contract that will result in compensation, including benefits, payments, excluding applicable consumption taxes. Boy, that raises a large red flag for me. Most Nova Scotians are barely scraping by, and perhaps, you know, in government terms and public coffer terms, $250,000 or $500,000 doesn't seem like a whole lot. Well, to the average Nova Scotian, I think that they would feel a lot more confident to know that there are extra layers of accountability in signing off on any dollars that are going through public coffers, but especially dollars of this magnitude. So there's many more things that I could say on this. I'll hold my comments to go through law amendments. And if I may say, Mr. Speaker, I really do hope, even though it is in the middle of the day or the kind of middle of the afternoon, 3 o'clock is usually when we hold law amendments, it is so vitally important that Nova Scotians come forward if they have concerns about this. And I know that many Nova Scotians have a lot on their plate in the middle of the day. Many people are working. But this affects all legislation that goes through this House, affects the average Nova Scotian every single day, because it's their money that is being invested in these projects, and it's their money that needs to be properly accounted for. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.